It's the UPX podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, ThankMeLater, and you're stupid to win. Might be coming up session as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock in iconic in. Welcome to Upland. Grab your UPX, man. On your way in the door, hit you with $4,000. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking. I'm Scrooge McDuckin in UPX.
To another episode of the Upland Property Experts. I'm your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by ThankMeLater. How are we doing this evening, brother?
Living the dream, brother. Living the dream.
Yeah, this is episode 139, and yeah, it's some crazy stuff to talk about, some very exciting stuff to talk about. Some of the stuff that we started dreaming about in Vegas, started talking to people, making connections in Vegas. And we're going to have Kay Twice on here in a little bit to talk about some big stuff that's coming up that we're really looking forward to. We have the market analysis, and we do have the will you accept that deal? So glad to have you back this week.
You accept that deal too. I got a good one.
Oh, nice.
I got a Block Explorer one.
Awesome.
And it's a good one. It's a good one.
Even better. Even better pictures.
I don't have pictures or nothing. Damn, my camera is crap today.
Okay. Yeah, you look dark today. Like hiding out in the closet. Your girl's not there and you're just like all dark.
Yeah,
it should be all lit up, man.
I don't know. Like maybe it's my lighting. I don't know. Yeah, well, you know what? I also usually have an external cam that I didn't bother to set up. Oh, hey, it's more cheese. Hey, more cheese.
Yeah. All right. So, do we want to jump in with Kay Twice? Do we want to go over the market first? I'm kind of open. So it's just been a chaotic week between.
I would highly suggest any content you want to get to first. I would do it before bringing Kay Twice on, because in my experience, and we saw it, like once me and him start riffing, you ain't shutting it down. Like it's gonna be hard for you to get back to anything normal once that ball starts rolling. So
I can shut it down easy. It's called remove from stream. It's called remove from stream, shut down, and back. But I do want his insight, so I can bring you on, Kay Twice, but we're just going to talk the market first, and then we'll get to. Yeah, I like his insights there too. You know, we have our insights, but yeah. So all right, let's see here. We'll bring Kay Twice on. How we doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great, guys. How are y'all doing, man? My dark friend and my fuzzy friend, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say. If I wasn't already feeling bad enough about my picture quality, we bring in him. Like,
oh, get out of here, man! You're good. You're good. You guys having a good night?
Like, dang, what?
You guys having a good night?
Oh,
absolutely.
I just started a 5-day vacation. 5 days. I don't work. I don't have to work, and my fiance is going to Canada, so I am all. Upland, all UPX world.
I was going to say, did you guys say that you didn't work at all? Because I'm pretty sure you worked 20 hours a day for the past 5 days. I don't think
yeah. No. It's essentially now I just don't have to feel bad about neglecting the other things I should be doing while I do the real stuff.
100%.
All right.
There you go.
Ooh, what do we got today? What do we got today in the marketplace?
So this is the top 10 city floors in Upland going back comparing to last week, June 23rd, overall market change. I did add a new column to this graphic. So the number right after the city is the places that it's moved up or down the overall city ranking since the past week. So you have some risers like Fresno moving up 4 places, and you have some fallers like Las Vegas and Staten Island.
So wait,
but overall, it's
go up 4 places, but it's down. Man, that means some other places must have tanked.
Yes, you had some other cities fall just slightly.
There's a nice. Remember, the biggest thing that I see right now is the market. Right, the market's just tough right now. No matter what way you look at NFT space, crypto, stock market, everything is just rough. And I think it's, we'll see what happens to it. But at the end of the day, people, the problem was a lot of people came in, they overbought, right? That's how inflation works, right? Inflation comes in, we get money from the government. Everyone like, oh, cool. What am I going to spend it on? Oh, I want to make an investment, right? So they make an investment. Well, that money is gone. And then, inflation happens, gas prices, everything else. So people are pulling out they're trying to pull out, especially when I see the USD floor price, that's what that's telling me. With that change in the percentage with the USD floor price, way different than the UPX floor price, is people trying to get some cash out because they got bills to pay. That's what's happening right now, as far as I can tell in Upland, with just looking at those numbers.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And you see, I think that's fair. You see that in a lot of projects right now. Just like the floor is dropping for anything. If you can sell for cash, it's dropping on everything. People are just trying to get anything out. So, but your UPX floor overall, I think, is pretty stable.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's the cool part about Upland.
And
it's the only stable platform that I'm on that's compounding my money, that's making me money, that I'm not losing money, that's not completely bleeding out, right? It's because of my interest, of my monthly earnings that I've staked my my money in, and that's why Upland is so powerful. It's so powerful. Yeah, it is. Gas in Cali is
$7.
That's where I live. Yeah, Fresno.
Wow.
Fresno.
You normally, if I hear people complain about gas prices, you're usually talking about some blockchain and Ethereum.
Yeah. Yes. those are the good days. Those are the good days, man. Those are the good gas days. Take me back to those good gas days, man. Come on, man.
That's funny.
Yeah. Now, one of the favorite things that you one of the things. Go for it.
I wanted to give just a little bit of insight of what's coming, and what I'm thinking is here with the market is when you take a look at this, right, and you really look at like the economics behind what's happening in our world, right? Crypto's not going anywhere. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Crypto's going nowhere. 100%. I firmly say crypto's going nowhere, no matter what. No matter how low Bitcoin goes, there's all kinds of projections, whatever. It's going nowhere. So I do know that no matter what. With that being said, Ethereum's still $1,000. There was a lot of Ethereum whales, and what I'm seeing is these guys trying to find places to store their money. Okay, now follow me here. What's going to happen here in the next 3 to 6 months is I want you guys to kind of look at Upland as assets, as storage container assets, right? And when you look at this, right, you've got whales moving ETH around on the blockchain, trying to find a good safe spot to gain their interest, right? Well, what do you think about 14% interest on money that you're just buying real estate property with that's most likely just going to go up in value at some point? If you find a whale that comes in and wants to, you know what, I'm going to put 100 grand into Upland, I'm going to put 250 grand into Upland because I know that if I mint these properties, it's only going to gain value, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to see a mass influx from some crypto spaces because let me ask you guys this. Would you rather put your money in a picture of an ape that's tanking right now and an NFT that's tanking, or would you rather put your money into a place where you're making 14% guaranteed on the annual? So trust me when I tell you, when crypto whales start to realize that the NFT of like the new weird crazy NFTs that are out there, those are going to start coming down like they are, and guess where they're going to start pulling and putting their money? In places where they can stake interest. So I am predicting a very, very, very bullish market in the next 3 to 6 months for Upland. Mark my words.
I appreciate this
is not first
advice. That was solid. No, fantastic. I mean, I like it. I'm not, I always fall back on, it probably sounds like an old trope at this point of like, I'm not a financial guy, I'm a gamer. So for me, like I just go, it's fun. I'm happy with where I'm at. I like to see San Francisco floor rising on the cash side. And you pay
and there you go. And that's the real thing that I didn't want to say on the show, but you don't pay taxes because it's not a currency until it's removed. So that my boy right there, Crypto SG, already knows exactly the direction of where I was going. So that's exactly why they're going to do that, because it's an asset, right? Don't think of it as a piece of property. Anyways, I get too carried away.
Oh no, that's why you come on. You know, that's why we asked you to come on once a month to share your knowledge and your experience and your insights with everybody. You know, and we worked this out in Vegas, so awesome for that. Now, one of the best things that you do in investing, and look, you zoom out. So let's zoom out, look at the market, and compare it from what it's done over the last 3 months. So this is a comparison of where it was 12 weeks ago and where we currently are right now.
Wow. See, look at that.
So
that's amazing. The only thing that's crazy.
And Las Vegas wasn't out 12 weeks ago, so it is in the top 10, but it didn't have any value 12 weeks ago. So
wow.
What jumps off the screen to you there, K Twice?
That it's only 28% change, 20%, 5% gain, 3% gain in this market. I mean, dude, look at the USD. Look at the USD floor prices. What are you kidding me? That is nuts.
There's a lot of green.
There's a lot of green. And 12 weeks ago was when things started getting real dicey. And you're telling me those are green? And USD, mind you, not even UPX related. UPX is cool across the board because we know that happens. Especially, we knew that was going to happen in Manhattan because the Manhattan floors were really pumped during that big pump. They went pretty high. So we know what goes up has to come down a little bit. So I expected the Manhattan. I did. I expected the Manhattan. But the USD dollar change over there, that is something to take note of.
Yeah. No, I'm surprised that the current floor for San Francisco is under 30 again. Like, I guess again, like the whole general market thing.
And one of the interesting things I saw this week was about Rutherford and saying that
me and Team own a little bit in Rutherford.
Upland going to go after Rutherford like they did.
They can't.
Right, and that's where I was getting to. They said, when are they going to go over Rutherford like they did Manhattan? Rutherford's so small, and you have a strong group of people that believe in Rutherford that are buying up the bottom of it, and they have over 40% control of the properties there. So you can open neighborhoods next to it, and if anybody tries to drop it low, somebody's snatching it up because there's big plans for Rutherford with a small core group of people. And I don't know if there's going to be another big city as small as Rutherford released anytime soon in Upland that you'll be able to see the impact of what, a handful of people can get together and do.
Yeah, I would say that is not probably part of Upland's standard strategy. I think that's more Rutherford acts like a really big neighborhood, if I'm being honest. It doesn't really act like a standard city. It's kind of like a neighborhood in that sense. I would be interested if they do like expand it out. I could see, but even then, I don't know. I'd love to know what the team at Rutherford has planned. Like, what's the grand plan there? What's all the excitement about? Why are you paying ridiculous overprice for a place essentially in the middle of nowhere?
To control the market.
One of the things right there.
NFL teams?
One of the things, 2 NFL teams.
Maybe.
And once you spread it out.
Well, and also, guys, I mean, think about it. Okay, so let's just take a look at how many properties are in Rutherford. It's pretty small, right? I mean, I don't know. I've got a lot.
Under 7,000.
But let's just think of this. So if I personally own 20% of Rutherford, I control a large portion of that market. And if I'm not selling, I can control the price points of what I'm selling. If Team owns 30% of Rutherford, now we both combined own 50% of Rutherford. We definitely are controlling a big market of the prices of what's being bought and what's not. So, we get to dictate what we sell at. And if people want into Rutherford, which is now a very coveted place to be, they got to pay the premium. And because it's so small and so rare, right? We got to also consider the rarity of it, right? Because it's so small to get into that city. And if you have people that combined own a very large percentage of that city, you can control the price points. You get to choose of when you sell. And then when you start to develop and create a more tight node with more people in a bigger community, then it gets really fun, because at the end of the day, if I'm being very candid with you guys, I think we'll be able to sell large nodes to funds, to other investment groups that are trying to buy these business conglomerates and these buildings and the businesses that are inside the cities. Like there's a big there's a big deal there. Deals will be made on nodes. Mark that.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, and currently, if you look, Rutherford is currently marked up 499% per UPX and 415% US dollar. Manhattan, back on May 26 was at 386% markup for UPX, and right now it's at 288% UPX. It actually has increased in US dollar over the time from 179 to 229. But Rutherford, there's a big gap between the highest markup and the next highest markup floor property.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, a very interesting use case for sure. Rutherford is now very much an anomaly in the existing metaverse. And again, that it's definitely, I have to believe that again, based on Upland's track record and direct statements, that was not their intention. So I'm curious, are they planning on expanding it? Or are they okay with it? And maybe that's just it. Maybe they're okay with it being an anomaly with that kind of markup. And maybe that's they have a couple pockets of that. That could be interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily opposed to it. And that's coming from somebody who
then we do have the
floor.
Okay.
Power. Do we call these power bottoms?
Yeah, the bottom.
We still got
power bottoms, if you want to.
I mean, there's still 1 day left in Pride Month.
That's today, right?
Don't get me started on that one.
All right. All right. Well, now we all just got canceled. All right. I'm sorry. All right. Go
So, I mean, overall, the floor is pretty stable from week to from week to week. This is pretty stable in the Upland community, in the metaverse itself. So you're looking at your floor staying stable. It's the entry point where most new players are buying. So these are the cities they're buying in. The secondary market, they're still able to mint in these cities with the exception of Cleveland. Chicago's kind of priced out right now. There's still 2% available, but it's some big price properties. It's not fully minted back out, but Detroit, Queens, Los Angeles. So you can still mint there, but yet at the same time, you're still able to get a cheap secondary buy there if you're looking for it.
What do you think about the fact that there's 2 tier 1 cities in the bottom 5?
I was just about to say the same thing.
What is that? How,
comes out.
I find it odd. Out. Now, Chicago does have, Chicago is one of the most cities with the most properties in it. It's in the top 5 there. So in a way, I don't see it as that bad. Los Angeles, I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I mean, I think that's a valid, when you start talking number of properties, I mean, right. Manhattan was a very low number of properties comparatively. San Francisco was not a tremendous, like the number of properties in Los Angeles and Chicago are quite high. I think what I take from that is these are, again, to me, value opportunities. I mean, from what I understand, the Chicago treasure hunting is very popular. You're going to have a lot of activities. A lot of big players have huge, sets of land in Chicago. LA is an iconic city. As this game continues to progress, yes, I'm super bullish on San Francisco. That is where the majority of my holdings are. I will always be a San Francisco kind of person to say, yep, that's the best city. But
until you're not.
But what I'm looking at here is, if I'm a new player and saying, hey, where should I put in my $100 fiat? I saw that actually a couple times now on Facebook this week of I'm about to put in $100 fiat. Where should I buy? And it's these USD floor, because some of these are actually under mint as well. I have to imagine.
Yes.
So that's an incredible opportunity to me.
And if you look at it, Los Angeles is number 1, Chicago's number 2, Detroit's number 3, and Queens is number 4 in overall number of properties. And combined, you're just you're right around 1.8, 1.9 million properties, and currently there's 3.8 million properties available in Upland. So you're looking at, almost a third of it locked up in those 4 cities.
Yeah, and I think that this tells the tale of where crypto mines kind of sit, and not necessarily in a negative way, but scarcity equals value to a lot of players, right? Yeah. So again, when they look at Rutherford, when they look at Manhattan, it's scarcity. It's not, I mean, again, Rutherford is I didn't even know that was a freaking place. Granted, okay, 2 football teams, okay, maybe. But the reality is that when you start talking about what's going to get developed, like the amount of action and things that are going to be potentially developed in places like Chicago, places like Los Angeles that have huge amounts of properties, tremendous, huge neighborhoods, like those will be hubs of activity that are much more busy, I think, with utility and communities, where a place like Rutherford is going to have relatively few communities. They might be, again, targeted towards a single large buyout or other scenario like that. But the reality is, a place like Los Angeles, Chicago is going to have so much activity from such a range of players. We saw, large buyouts of different parts of Chicago by some very big players, and yet there's still opportunity for smaller players to get there. So I think right now, when scarcity is really the only true value we're seeing, it will be a lot more important moving forward. The utility that gets built on top of it, the neighborhoods that get built on top of it, and the accessibility of those, I think, will ultimately drive a lot of value in some of these bigger cities. So honestly, I'm kind of like changing my. I mean, San Francisco by far is still the best value, but man, I'm really liking this Los Angeles, Chicago, kind of thing. Oh, Russell Envy, dude, that dude. Oh my God. Russell Envy is a madman treasure hunter. If you haven't checked out Russell,
dude, I gotta get with him because I've never even done one treasure hunt.
Dude, if you watch him do a treasure hunt, you'll never want to do one.
I know. That's the problem because I never get it. That's exactly the problem.
Oh, dude, it's so insane. Like he's got like a setup with his Vornado fan. He's super cooling his processor to squeeze out every nanosecond. Like, dude is insane.
That's amazing.
Like, you can't compete with that. This is next level. Check out Russell Envy if you haven't already. Yeah. Dude's incredible. Look at that. Still meant to Chicago.
Nothing's really changed from last week.
Yeah.
Vegas did tick up 1%, but other than that,
Los Angeles, man, Los Angeles going to be a big one, man. That's a trip.
66%.
Yeah,
man, that's a lot. 34% still available in LA. But you know what? That's okay. I don't even view that as a bad thing because when we get that those waves of people coming in, like it has to have a scenario where there's a buffer, or again, you will blow out the market like we saw with Manhattan. So there needs to be this buffer because when the next big wave of activity happens, you got to have properties for them to buy.
Agreed.
Yeah. 100%. Anything else on the markets before we move on to the next segment?
No.
All right. So now we'll move on to, will you accept that deal? This one was sent 2 weeks ago to us. And what was offered was and I'm going to mispronounce it again. We got comments saying that we pronounced the name of that road in the Bronx wrong. And I'm going to do it again. So
Fordham?
Yeah, it's not Fordham.
It's Fordham.
Fodham. It's pronounced Fodham. Yeah.
Fodham.
You don't pronounce the Ford in the ham. It's Fordham.
Mm-hmm.
Fodum.
Fodum? Nah. Fordham.
Fordham Road.
It's not Fordham.
It's my two favorite things: truck and meat. Going to Fordham.
But yes. So it was offered. So this is an ultra rare collection, and they were looking to offer it up for a Los Angeles collection that was just, a City Pro and a Los Angeles collection. Now it's a pretty big size property that they're looking to get. They want to get a 1,500 up square property, and they're giving up an ultra rare for it.
Dang.
Now looking at everything though, is the price for that size property in San Francisco and versus the ultra rare. So
LA,
what are your thoughts before I break it down?
LA 300,000. I mean, honestly, I keep the large LA property. I know how important ultra rares are. Does it complete the collection? Is he able to get the?
No, doesn't break or doesn't complete.
Yeah, then I keep the big property, man. I like the up square. I think up square is going to be a lot more valuable than people are currently giving it credit for. So I don't bite. I think that the collection thing is, I don't want to say a fad because that's disingenuous to how important they are in general. But I think that those, as the interest rates go down over time, and more features and functionalities get released for the lands, I think collections start to become secondary value compared to where they are today. So yeah. I keep the 1500s up square in LA.
So I've been I take the trade. So the floor currently on the ultra rare was 450,000. But that size of property, the floor was $1 million and higher, $1 million UPX and higher, $500 US. And the big property in Los Angeles was bought for 215,000. So they bought it under mint secondary market. So I said, go ahead, I take it, and I would put that ultra rare up, 800, 900K. So you're the floor of that size property, sell it. And you can definitely, just for extra money of what you put into that large property, you can probably find some big properties like that still in Los Angeles. You could get two for the same price. So you're going to increase your up square overall. You're going to increase more money to get that 14.7% in that you're getting right now. And you flipped an ultra rare and you ended up with more up square, more net worth at the end of the day, because it's not like Los Angeles is minted out. It's not like that size of up square property is hard to find in LA right now. So I honestly would have took it and I would have flipped it or tried to flip it, make it attractive for that size at a price, and then just stack on top of that.
That's true. That's why you're an Upland property expert. That's I like that a lot. Like that's solid, because honestly, I wouldn't even try and get 4X. I would undercut the hell out of the market. I would sell it for 600,000, get my money out, and then go reinvest it, because I'm not holding that overpriced ultra rare. I'm selling that ultra rare. I'm getting my money out and reinvesting.
But still 600,000.
Yeah,
600,000 still puts you at a 3X of the money. So
yeah, no. I mean, I based on your insight, I agree. Actually, I would change mine to, yep, actually I should take that deal, and I would undercut the market to get a massive return very quickly on my money. I would not hold. I would trade and then sell very quickly.
Yeah. So. Now, what would you do, K twice?
I mean, that's what I was thinking the whole time is honestly, it just depends on if I'm trying to flip or if I'm trying to hold. You know what I mean? In this particular strategy, you sit here and you say, okay, cool, it's a yellow. I can probably get, $500-600 cash, because people were selling it for $1,000 something bucks. I think I saw a couple of them go for $1,000 something, 1,500. in Fordham. And you take it, you sell it, you flip it real quick, you undercut it, and if you want to be a champ, you just go back and buy it, and you go back and buy the property because it's at mint price right now. And address, not a collection, non-collection, it's mint price. Now you just made $300. You go back and buy the dang thing at mint price. Buy a similar property. I'm pretty sure in Glassell Park, you can mint there, right? It's not fully minted. It's open. There's a few properties left. So you make your money, you mint the same exact properties, get the same rent, and now you're up 300 UPX. I did the same thing.
Yep. All right. You said you have a Block Explorer one for us. Oh, yeah. You said you had a Block Explorer one for us.
Yes, I do. So this one comes from the one and only Franklin 52GS. Franklin, the man. So he had an offer for his NFT Wizard Block Explorer for an Uplanderade Block Explorer. The Wizard is 21 of 102, and the Uplanderade is the orange one, which was for the victories of the big game, and is number 33 of 50. So that's the deal. Block Explorer, the NFT Wizard Block Explorer for the Uplanderade Block Explorer. What do you go with?
I like the Wizards.
Yeah,
I think Wizards are cool. Those and here's my thing.
But
Yeah, God.
But so depending on what you can do with Block Explorers, if you get a collection of Wizards, what kind of cool stuff, what kind of racing team can you make with all the Wizards and all that stuff? So I'd be more keen to keeping the Wizards, even being a sports fan and even getting a reward from the big game. And that would just because there's more Wizards out there to complete a collection to have a Block Explorer set.
You don't think that there would also be potentially gaming utility in the sports area for Uplanderade?
There could be.
There can be. There could be.
I mean, I think the reality is it's going to be up to the third parties of what they do with it, but because I don't think Upland's necessarily going to empower the Wizards versus Uplanderade. I think and just based on the mint numbers and the rarity, the Uplanderade is twice as rare. There's only 50 of them compared to 102 Wizards. People love these. I don't. I think that they're kind of silly. I don't like sports, and I don't honestly like the Uplanderade. First of all, the name is just annoying. It's not very catchy, and the Block Explorer itself is kind of meh. But the rarity factor of there only being 50, it being related to the big game day, I told him to go with the Uplanderade, and I think he did. I think he took the Uplanderade for his Wizard. I think long term, it's for me. I'm finding rarity. People try to put all kinds of different things on it, but at the end of the day, outside of personal preference or completing a collection, I think rarity is gotta be one of the more impactful. Some people say source, I guess, if you're buying it from the store for $5 versus earning it in, say, a trader convention or whatever, maybe. But the 200 mints, the 300 mints, like, to me, I'm starting to value them all about the same. So that's why I just go rarity.
Yeah. I get the rarity thing. I see the point, but yeah, I personally would have still kept with the Wizards, even though there's 53 less overall in the collection. So
mint date to an extent, that's fair. Mint date. So, and actually, I don't remember. I guess it wasn't here. I was talking about when you start to look at the mint date of essentially. You can trace the years back to their mint series. So anything minted in 2020 is essentially series 0, right? That's the alpha series of Block Explorers. And it's really funny. A lot of the art is very simplistic. Like some of the seasonal ones don't even have years on them. It's kind of a hodgepodge. And then you have like essentially what I would call Series 1, which is all your 2021s. You're getting a little bit more diversity. You have some larger collections, some bigger events. 2022 kind of being your season 2. And I can kind of see that being a progression as the years progress, that's kind of what will happen is the mint size will continue to grow. And then the value will adjust accordingly. So I do actually agree. You're right. The mint date.
Yeah. Oh, and then for that Fordham and Los Angeles property, the individual did accept the trade, and they're trying to do exactly what we said, is liquidate that ultra rare and then just buy more.
So wait, so Kaiser got it. Kaiser is Kaiser in the audience. Kaiser, did you end up selling it? Put a plug in for it. How much you selling that Ford Ham for? I'm gonna keep saying it wrong. I don't care.
How much you selling that ultra rare? You're doing it wrong on purpose now.
How much you selling that Ford Ham and cheese for?
All right. Also, they did announce this week that football, also known to us as soccer, is coming to the largest metaverse map of the real world.
That's not how you spell that word, is it?
That's one way you can spell it.
There's a lot of ways you can spell it. A lot of ways.
Oh. I've never seen it. That looks weird.
But I will say it is very, 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 very exciting to bring something that has so much world international exposure to Upland.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, NFL was great, but it doesn't really carry the horn of football that like football does international. I mean, soccer, football, whatever. It's honestly, it's so worldly known, internationally known. It's going to bring a lot of attention to Upland, and I hope it does. You know, we really got to work on these legits. We do. We got to work on these legits. We got to do something with these to really, really, really hone in these legits, because people are going to want these cards, and when they come and get these cards, what are they going to do with them, right? We really got to work out. Man, there's so I'm gonna word vomit. I'm gonna stop. I can feel myself.
Yeah, and I missed out on all the 2021s, so.
All of them? You didn't buy any?
Dang.
Nope.
How is that possible?
Bought 0. Wow. Because I was busy spending my UPX. I don't earn $1 million UPX a month, okay? So I was busy doing other things so I can get to be a chief executive like you guys. I want to hang out with the cool kids.
Oh yeah. No, if you're not CE by next year,
yeah,
you're missing out.
He will be now. Now that you said that.
Yeah. But this is a huge announcement, especially for international. And
yeah, well, and they like ninja like put in another city, right? And they haven't announced it, but I have a sneaking suspicion this might be one of their first franchise deals, where they actually franchise the city to that organization. So like there might be, I'm curious if they're doing some sort of profit share or how that is working with the actual city that's being released in relationship to this. And if that's been announced or talked about, I have not heard anything.
Hey, Team L.
What's up?
There's a question in chat.
Oh, yeah.
It says, let's build a 3-party fantasy football mechanism for NFLP legits. That would be fun, wouldn't it? It'd be real fun, wouldn't it?
I can imagine an entire world of opportunity there.
An entire world of opportunity there.
Entire world of opportunity.
Speaking of that entire world of opportunity.
I'm over bright. Yeah. What about?
So why don't you, ThankMeLater, tell us about this wonderful opportunity that is being worked on. What's all the excitement about?
So if you haven't heard, and you might not have, because, outside of me, running into everywhere I can and being like, oh my gosh. And twice doing the same thing. UPX World is being relaunched here over the next X amount of time. I won't put a time frame on it, but it is going to be an entirely new experience. UpX World is going to be the ultimate player experience. It is going to be, I'm going to be very careful about how much we release here. There's a lot coming. We have a couple ambassadors that are in chat and that are around the community that they can't say anything either. But if you ask them, like, hey, is this legit? Like, is this for real? Hopefully, after the conversation we've had today and the conversations we're going to continue to have, that they can validate and they can echo the relaunch is an understatement. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like
okay.
It is not,
so here's
not a
the
data site anymore. Like that's like, let's be honest, like there's going to be data on the site for sure. But that isn't what the ultimate player experience is going to be. There you go. Shacklid, creator of it's coming, like, and it's going to come like a freight train, and it's going to, I hate to say it's going to change everything because it sounds super dramatic.
I know, cliche, right?
Cliche, but it is. It's gonna change everything, and it is why I haven't slept since Vegas. Honestly, that's why the lighting is so bad. I just can't even like.
Okay. So here's the real question, because UpX World has come back. This is going to be its third time it's coming back since it went down originally.
I mean,
so what makes it different this time, that there's going to be a success path this time?
So wait, who's on our Facebook? I haven't slept since. Dizzy has our face. Oh gosh.
Because we made Dizzy an admin. We made Dizzy an admin, and he's backstage.
I miss Dizzy. So. I want to play craps with Dizzy again. We got to get back. We just got to go to Vegas for fun.
Yeah. So what makes this different? Well, first of all, it's fundamentally a different strategy. It's literally what happened. So in Vegas is, we started to see what was coming out. We started to see what was done through the hackathon. We started to talk to, Dark Edon, the entire development team, just kind of sourced out. And we started to come up with these really big ideas. And honestly, UpX World is just the branding we're putting on those ideas. So this is not a reboot of UpX World. This is the creation of what UpX World, of a true new world in that sense. And honestly, the key to success is this partnership right here. Well, and you're in there too a little bit, like you're yeah, but like the connection between K Twice and myself, like that is it's the power duo. K Twice is an absolute stellar businessman. He has several successful businesses under his belt. He's got the mind of an entrepreneur, and he's got the face of a model. So that's the best thing you could ever want in a CEO. And for me, I'm that techie guy. I'm that software architect. I'm that hardcore gamer. I get the back end pieces and how they connect. And so when you combine those two forces, I mean,
I'll just leave you.
So dramatic. Now it's so dramatic.
Well, I kind of felt like the third wheel there. I wasn't sure like what was going to happen, so I just wanted to kind of let you guys kind of be.
Here, hold on. Can I pat you on the head? There you go. Oh,
he's a hug, man. He's a virtual hug, man.
Dude, well, I mean, once you started going with the face of the model, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I'll back out. Let you guys do what you do.
No. Hey, you're an ambassador, so okay, you're on the inside track just as much as any of the other ambassadors. So you know firsthand.
I know firsthand. I'm just having fun with it.
At the end of the day, UpX World is not UpX World. UpX World is, like we said, it's the ultimate player experience. And what we're doing is yes, it's changing the game, it's changing everything, yada yada. It's going to change a lot of lives, but most importantly, it's going to bring something that's so dynamic that people are not going to be able to say no to. They're not going to be able to say, oh, you know what, I'm worried. because we're going to bring so much utility. We're going to bring so many unique things. There's going to be so much people that they can't even fathom the ideas that we're bringing to the table for UPX World. It's a world that's otherworldly, right, if you will. And that's what's really exciting, because it's something that we're tracking down that no one else has ever done. This will be the first of its kind, the first of its existence, the first. There's just, like I said, without spilling the beans, man, just understand that we are doing something that's not only going to change for us, for UPX World, but it's going to change Upland in a whole, right? Upland itself is going to be so much more valuable because of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to bring to the game. So yes, it's going to be lots of integration, lots of fun things. Like I said, I don't want to ruin the surprise because we are going to come out with an announcement here really soon, but just a lot of NDAs, a lot of, legal stuff, that we got to get through and litigation. And once we get through all that and the paperwork and contracts and the teams that we got that we're vetting, the teams we're putting in place, it's going to be really, really, really exciting. And everyone's going to want to be a part of it in one way or the other. And you all will be able to. And that's going to be the cool part.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so unique. Again, we've actually had to create some of our own lexicon and definitions. And again, once that's announced, we have some white papers and some absolutely great insights. We'll be having town halls. We'll be launching a very expansive social media campaign and stuff like that. So trust me, you won't miss it. You won't be able to miss it. Because it will be everywhere. And we have a team of, I honestly think, the top ambassadors. I mean, we have community members that are the, top broadcasters, top developers, top everything in the community. Like the best of the best have been brought together in the ambassador program man, it's going to be, I'm excited.
Bro, are you holding out on me? I don't know you had an OnlyFans page, man. That's messed up, Timo. It's messed up. Man, I thought for sure. I mean, dude, I thought you were talking how sexy I am, bro. Clearly, you're the sexy one here with the OnlyFans page, bro.
Hey, there's a kink for everything out there, my friend.
Maybe I need to get Team to manage my OnlyFans account. You know what I mean? My wife would love that, right?
That's right. Super excited. Dr. Nobody, you have no idea, my brother. You have no idea. I'm very excited. Yeah. So again, that's our teaser for that. There will be a lot more to come. Interesting. Hey, you got K-Twice. You got any insights on that one?
Oh yeah. We're talking about the PGA one.
PGA. Oh, yeah. You got any feelings on that one?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but just so y'all know that, there's a lot of deals that are about to be made, and it's not just, and UPX World is going to be leading that frontier, man, that frontier. That's all.
Yep.
Cool.
I swear that wasn't a plant. Like that was a legit.
That was not a plant. Yeah, but that is. Yeah, no. That is something.
That is.
There's words. Yeah. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Let's go.
Like, yeah. Super, super exciting stuff. I'm just excited for the community as a whole.
Hey, what would you think of? I mean, just out of curiosity, Joseph Wilson, if there was a putt game that was tied to PGA golf legits that actually had utility, real world utility. If you're playing a putt game with UPX World, oh man, I gotta stop. I'm gonna keep going. I can't.
You're gonna have to throw them off stage. You're gonna throw them on stage.
All right, cool. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. So, what have you been doing since Vegas, there, K-Twice?
Oh well, I got COVID and got sick. The whole family got sick, so I was wiped out for like 2 weeks. That was rough. I'm still not even 100%. But I'm, like I said, I'm on a lot of different platforms too. Upland being my favorite, and love everything about what we're about to be doing here. But I am in some other platforms, and I did make a couple. I tried to make a couple appearances on a couple of the podcasts for a couple of their metaverses. That it just getting out there, man. Just putting myself out there and understanding the community as a whole. I do a lot of research every single day on a lot of different things and a lot of different projects because I want to know what's what and what's the best and where I'm going to get my biggest ROI, or, you know, how I can hold my assets and you know, protect them and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that I do just on a daily basis, man. Like I sleep 4 to 6 hours a night, and the rest I'm working, man. And the rest I'm just trying to keep driving for my family, for my little boy, and for the people that I love, man. That's it. You know, and I love this community. So when I tell you guys that I'm very passionate about what we're about to bring to this world, just know that I'm going to bring it with my whole damn heart, and I'm going to bring the house down because it's going to be something different.
There you go. I mean, couldn't say it better myself. Who's putting up these comments? Why are you giving him airtime on that nonsense? Because
that's team. That's our boy. That's family, and he just like, you know, he just loves to be out there. You know what I mean? That's my guy. He that's his way of supporting us, man. You know. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna start an OnlyFans page, and I'm gonna do one for team. I'm gonna make him one because, you know, I just saw him with his shirt off, you know, and I saw his bald head. You know what I mean? And it was like the sun was glaring. It caught my eye real quick. And then I was like, damn, that should be on OnlyFans right there. You know what I mean? Telling you, team, you got a second income stream coming in with this, man.
Wow, how the show's digressed.
Oh man, good times.
Now, what else you got for us? Thank me later.
No, I think that's it. In the meantime, there are still a lot of active projects. If you're not involved in the community, now is a better time than ever to get involved. Find a neighborhood, a group of neighborhoods that you want to be involved in. Go check out all the amazing things that the community is building. If you like wikis, it's been neglected, and I'm sorry, there's a couple super diligent people out there. Upland.wiki is available to all. To update, put your community information out there. I think I'm missing a couple cities. I need to update it. But yeah, like there's so much to get involved in. Get connected, find your people, because that's really the future of. Oh, dang! I literally have so many. I have so much merch. You have no idea. I bought every single shirt. Dude, I got my M Motors. I forgot. I got my M Motors shirt. I got my M Motors hat. I got every single shirt. I didn't even wear one. Damn, I'm slacking. I bought everything at that store. I own every mug. Like, I got my Las, that just came in, my Las Vegas mug. Oh, here's the Upland mug. I literally, my entire wardrobe is now Upland. I'm not even kidding. Don't be like me and by the llama. Don't be like me. Make sure that you use the code Upland UPX 15, I believe is the code, and then you'll get 15% off. So it's a great deal. Yeah. Cars delivered. I think the cars got delivered.
My Lambo got delivered, but the new ones, the other ones, the van and the truck, and the other ones, the ones that just got released, the coupe or whatever those ones. I think the new ones that we just got. I don't know if they were released. I haven't even checked myself, to be honest. Actually, I'll check right now.
So the ones from Genesis Week, once they were manufactured, they went to people's wallets as assets, but they're still sitting on the MV Motors lot. And then Correct. That's what will happen with the ones that were just purchased in the sale last week. They did have issues with the vans, and they're working through some issues with the original vans. So there was an issue with their manufacturing.
Yeah. So actually, because I had a buyer for the gray Lambo ping me that got delivered to them.
You sold that already?
No. I bought another one.
Oh, I was like, yo, dude.
No. I bought.
I'd buy that. I'd buy it for you right away, man.
I bought a gray Lambo, and I bought a purple, the purple SUV. I pre-bought from.
I got something. I forgot which one I got.
Oh yeah, you actually got it in the actual thing.
I
you
did.
Lucky dog, which is insane. And actually, too stupid. You got one in the actual thing too.
Yeah, I got an SUV in the actual, and I was number 8. So
nice.
Got one of the blue SUVs, so I was excited about that.
Yep, I still
That's
only
the
have
first
just my
time in
Lambo.
a long time.
I don't have the other one, just a Lambo. Me and that.
No, they haven't. They haven't manufactured anything else except for those. So, the only announcement on that is like the racing and stuff, but we don't really know when that's coming. So, I would say, TBD.
Cool.
All right.
Outstanding. All right. So next week we have a guest. I forget the guest, but I'm horrible.
Wow,
It's been
what an amazing move. I don't know who the guest. I can't remember, but trust me, they're going to be good. It's not good enough for me to remember who it is.
Yes,
but they're good. Like it's going to be fun.
No, I'm just like this whole week. You would think with the kids out of school, things would be a lot smoother, a lot easier. Absolutely not. It was from gymnastics to karate to softball. We're going out of town for the 4th of July, pack and get it. So it was. I didn't do my normal prep for today, so I failed you for the first time this week. So, but either way, we do have a great episode next week. Some great guests coming on over the next couple of weeks. K Twice, you're going to be back in about another 4 weeks to join us.
You already know it, man. Absolutely.
I reckon he might be back sooner than that. I'm just going to
Okay.
I don't think we're going to have to wait 4 weeks to see a return of K Twice.
You're always welcome. There's a spot always for you here with us. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, follow us on Twitter. Everybody be safe, have fun, and until then, we'll see you somewhere in the metaverse.
It's the UPX podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, thank me later, and you're stupid to win. Might be coming up, session as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock in iconic in. Welcome to Upland. Grab your UPX, man. On your way in the door, hit you with $4,000. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking. I'm Scrooge McDuckin in UPX.